Close your eyes for a moment and imagine this. It's Friday afternoon, 3 p.m. Your entire team is wrapping up their work for the week, not because they're rushing out early, not because they're behind on projects, but because everything that needs to be done is actually done. Now imagine saving 10 hours every single week with just one tool. 10 hours. That's not a typo, and it's not an exaggeration. I'm talking about giving your team back an entire workday every single week without hiring additional staff or cutting corners on quality. Sounds impossible? 6 months ago, I would have thought so too. What I'm about to share with you has completely transformed how my team operates. And by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly how to implement this same system in your business. My name is John, and I run a marketing agency with a team of 8 people. Till recently, we were trapped in the same productivity nightmare that plagues millions of businesses worldwide. We were working harder than ever, but somehow always falling behind. The truth is, most teams waste insane amounts of time on repetitive tasks. Emails, reports, scheduling, data entry, follow-ups, and countless other activities that feel necessary but drain the life out of creative, strategic work. If you've ever felt like your team is running on a hamster wheel, constantly busy but never making real progress, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. You hire talented people with brilliant minds and watch them spend hours each day on mind-numbing tasks that a computer could handle better and faster. But here's what changed everything for us, and what's about to change everything for you. We replaced all of that with one AI tool, and suddenly 10 hours a week came back. 10 hours per team member? That's an entire workday saved, every single week. Today, I'm going to pull back the curtain and show you exactly which tool we use, how we implemented it, and most importantly, how you can replicate these results in your own business. This isn't about replacing human creativity or intelligence. It's about amplifying it by eliminating the mundane tasks that prevent your team from doing their best work. Let me start by sharing the wake-up call that forced us to find a better way. 3 months ago, I conducted what I called a time audit with my team. For one full week, everyone tracked exactly how they spent their time, down to 15-minute intervals. The results were shocking, and honestly, a little depressing. Sarah, our project manager, was spending 12 hours per week just on status update emails. 12 hours. That's 30% of her entire work week dedicated to telling people what she was working on instead of actually working on it. Mike, our marketing specialist, was spending 8 hours weekly copying and pasting data between different platforms, updating spreadsheets, and generating reports that followed the exact same format every time. Jessica, our customer success manager, was spending 14 hours per week responding to routine customer inquiries, questions we'd answered hundreds of times before, following scripts we'd perfected months ago. When I tallied up the numbers across our entire team, we were collectively spending 87 hours per week on repetitive administrative tasks. 87 hours? It's more than 2 full-time employees' worth of time being consumed by busy work. But here's the part that really hit me. These weren't bad employees being inefficient. These were talented, dedicated people who were frustrated by the same systems that were frustrating me. They wanted to do meaningful work, solve complex problems, and contribute to our growth. Instead, they were drowning in digital paperwork. The breaking point came during our quarterly review meeting. I asked the team what was preventing them from doing their best work, and the answers were unanimous. I spend so much time on administrative stuff that I barely have time to focus on the projects that actually matter. That's when I realized we weren't just wasting time, we were wasting human potential. We had brilliant people trapped in productivity prison. I was the warden who had inadvertently built the system that was holding them captive. This revelation led me down a rabbit hole of research into AI-powered productivity tools. I wasn't looking for another app or gadget to add to our tech stack. I was looking for a fundamental solution that could eliminate entire categories of repetitive work. After testing dozens of tools, consulting with other business owners, and running pilot programs with different team members, I found it. One tool that could handle the majority of our repetitive tasks with better accuracy and consistency than any human could maintain long-term. The tool that transformed our entire operation is called Notion AI. But it's not just Notion. It's how we configured Notion AI to work as the central nervous system of our entire business operation. Now, before you tune out, thinking this is just another productivity app recommendation, let me explain why this is different. Most productivity tools solve one specific problem. They help with project management, or email automation, or document creation. But they don't talk to each other, and they don't learn from your specific business patterns. What we discovered is that Notion AI, when properly configured, can serve as a unified intelligence layer that connects all your business processes. It's not just a tool. It's like hiring an incredibly smart assistant who never sleeps, never forgets, and gets better at their job every single day. Here's how it works in practice. Every morning, our Notion AI system generates personalized daily briefings for each team member. These aren't generic reports. They're intelligently curated summaries based on each person's role, current projects, and priorities. Sarah gets a project management briefing with critical updates and potential bottlenecks. Mike gets a marketing performance summary with actionable insights. Jessica gets a customer success overview highlighting urgent issues and opportunities. These briefings used to take me 2 hours every morning to prepare manually. Now they're generated automatically in about 3 minutes, and they're more comprehensive and accurate than what I was creating by hand. But that's just the beginning. Throughout the day, team members interact with Notion AI like they would with an incredibly knowledgeable colleague. Need to draft a client proposal? Notion AI can generate a first draft in your company's voice based on the project requirements. Need to analyze last month's performance data? Notion AI can create visualizations and identify trends that would take hours to spot manually. Working on a complex project that involves multiple team members? Notion AI can track dependencies, suggest optimal workflows, and automatically generate status updates for stakeholders. The magic happens because Notion AI learns from your specific business context. It understands your industry terminology, your client preferences, your team's communication style, and your company's processes. The more you use it, the more intelligent and helpful it becomes. Let me walk you through exactly how we implemented this system. Because the setup process is what determines whether you get mediocre results or transformational ones. Phase 1 was what we called the Great Documentation Migration. For 2 weeks, we moved all our scattered processes, templates, and institutional knowledge into Notion. This wasn't busy work. It was strategic preparation. Every standard operating procedure, every email template, every client onboarding checklist, every reporting format. The goal wasn't just organization. It was creating a comprehensive knowledge base that AI could learn from and reference. Think of it as teaching your AI assistant everything about your business before their first day on the job. Phase 2 was template intelligence. We converted our most common documents into smart templates powered by Notion AI, client proposals, project plans, performance reports, meeting agendas. Anything we created regularly got transformed into an intelligent template that could generate customized versions based on specific inputs. For example, our client proposal template now asks a few key questions about the project's scope, budget, and timeline. Based on those answers, it generates a complete professional proposal in our company's voice, incorporating relevant case studies, pricing structures, and terms that match the specific client's needs. What used to take Sarah 3 hours to create from scratch now takes 15 minutes to review and customize. And often, the AI-generated version is more comprehensive than what we would have created manually, because it doesn't forget to include important elements that humans sometimes overlook. Phase 3 was workflow integration. This is where the real magic happened. We connected our Notion AI system to our email, calendar, project management tools, and communication platforms. Now information flows seamlessly between systems without any manual data entry. When a client emails us with a project update, Notion AI automatically extracts the key information and updates the relevant project dashboard. When we complete a project milestone, it automatically generates progress reports and sends them to stakeholders. When a team member logs time on a task, it automatically updates budget tracking and sends alerts if we're approaching project limits. Phase 4 was continuous optimization. We didn't just set it up and forget it. We spent the first month monitoring results, identifying bottlenecks, and refining our automations. We asked team members to flag any repetitive tasks that weren't yet automated. and we gradually expanded the system's capabilities. The key insight here is that implementation isn't a one-time event. It's an ongoing process of teaching your AI system to handle more and more of your routine work while maintaining quality standards. 3 months after full implementation, the results exceeded even my most optimistic projections. Sarah, who was spending 12 hours per week on status updates, now spends less than 2 hours. Notion AI generates status reports automatically based on project data, and she just reviews and customizes them as needed. That's 10 hours per week returned to strategic project management work. Mike's data entry and reporting time dropped from 8 hours per week to about 30 minutes. Notion AI pulls data from our various platforms, generates insights, and creates visual reports that are actually more detailed and accurate than what he was producing manually. Jessica's customer response time improved dramatically while her workload decreased. Notion AI now handles 70% of routine customer inquiries automatically, escalating only complex issues that require human judgment. Her weekly customer service time dropped from 14 hours to 6 hours, while customer satisfaction scores improved because responses are now instant and available 24/7. But here's what I didn't expect. The quality of our work improved significantly. When people aren't exhausted from repetitive tasks, they bring more creativity and strategic thinking to the work that matters. Our client deliverables are more innovative, our problem solving is more sophisticated, and our team morale is through the roof. We're also taking on more clients without adding staff. The efficiency gains from automation allowed us to increase our capacity by about 40% without increasing our costs proportionally. That translates directly to improved profit margins and business growth. What the time-saving statistics don't capture is the transformation in our workplace culture and individual satisfaction. Team meetings are now focused on strategy, creativity, problem-solving instead of status updates and administrative coordination. People come to work excited about their projects instead of dreading their inbox. Jessica told me last month that she feels like she's doing the job she was hired for instead of being a human copy and paste machine. The psychological impact of eliminating busy work can't be overstated. When talented people spend their days on meaningful work, their engagement and productivity compound. They start proposing improvements, taking initiative on new projects, and contributing ideas that drive business growth. We've also eliminated most of the stress around deadlines and competing priorities. When routine tasks are automated, there's more buffer time to handle unexpected challenges or opportunities. Our work feels less frantic and more strategic. Now I know what you're thinking. This sounds amazing, but it must be incredibly complex to set up. And the crazy part? Anyone can set this up in less than a day. The technical implementation is straightforward if you follow a systematic approach. Here's the simplified setup process that any business can follow. Start with an audit of your team's repetitive tasks. Spend 1 week tracking exactly how time is spent, focusing on activities that follow predictable patterns. Don't try to automate everything at once. Identify the top 3 to 5 time consumers that have the biggest impact. Next, create a Notion workspace and set up your foundational databases. You'll need databases for projects, clients, team members, tasks, and any other core business entities. The key is starting with simple structures and adding complexity gradually. Then, configure your AI automations, starting with the highest impact use cases. Begin with document generation, then move to data processing, and finally implement workflow automations. Each step should be tested thoroughly before moving to the next. Connect your external tools using Notion's API and integration capabilities. Most popular business tools have direct integrations with Notion, making this process much simpler than it sounds. Finally, train your team on the new system. This isn't about learning complex technical skills. It's about understanding how to interact with a TI effectively and recognizing opportunities for further automation. The entire process, from audit to full implementation, typically takes 2 to 3 weeks for a small team. The initial time investment pays for itself within the first month through time savings alone. What we've discovered goes beyond just saving time. We've fundamentally changed the nature of work in our organization. Instead of spending our days managing information, we're creating value. Instead of coordinating tasks, we're solving problems. Instead of maintaining systems, we're improving outcomes. This shift represents a fundamental change in how businesses can operate in the AI era. The companies that figure out how to effectively combine human creativity with AI efficiency will have enormous competitive advantages over those that continue operating with pre-AI methods. We're not just more productive, we're more intelligent as an organization. Our AI system captures and applies institutional knowledge that would otherwise be lost or forgotten. New team members can access years of experience and best practices immediately. Instead of spending months learning through trial and error, the scalability implications are enormous. As we grow, our systems and processes can expand without proportionally increasing administrative overhead. We can take on larger projects and more complex challenges because our operational foundation is increasingly automated and intelligent. If you're ready to reclaim 10+ hours per week for your team, here's your step-by-step roadmap. Week 1. Conduct your time audit. Have every team member track their activities for 1 full week, categorizing tasks as either creative strategic work or repetitive administrative work. You'll be shocked by the results, and you'll have a clear picture of where automation can have the biggest impact. Week 2. Set up your Notion workspace and begin the documentation migration. Focus on your most common processes and templates first. Don't try to migrate everything at once. Start with the documents and workflows you use most frequently. Week 3. Configure your first AI automations. Start with document generation templates for your most time-consuming writing tasks. Test thoroughly and gather feedback from team members who will be using these tools daily. Week 4. Implement workflow automations and integrations. Connect your external tools and set up automated data flows. Start simple and add complexity gradually as you become comfortable with the system. Month 2. Expand and optimize. Add more sophisticated automations. Train your team on advanced features. And continue migrating processes from manual to automated workflows. The key to success is starting small and building momentum. Don't try to automate everything on day 1. Pick one high-impact area, get it working perfectly, then expand from there. What I've shared with you today isn't a preview of what's coming. It's what's available right now. The AI tools and automation capabilities that are transforming our business are accessible to any organization, regardless of size or industry. The question isn't whether AI will change how businesses operate. That change is already happening. The question is whether you'll be among the early adopters who gain competitive advantages, or whether you'll be playing catch-up while your competitors pull ahead. The teams and businesses that embrace AI-powered productivity today will be the ones defining the standards for their industries tomorrow. Will be faster, more efficient, more creative, and more profitable than organizations that continue relying on outdated manual processes. But perhaps most importantly, they'll be better places to work. When you eliminate busy work and focus human energy on creative, strategic, and meaningful activities, you create environments where talented people thrive. That's an entire workday saved every single week for every team member. Now, instead of drowning in busy work, my team focuses on what actually grows the business. They're happier, more productive, and more valuable to our organization than ever before. The transformation didn't happen overnight, but it also wasn't as difficult as we initially feared. With the right approach and commitment to following through on implementation, any team can achieve similar results. Your 10 hours per week are waiting to be reclaimed. Your team's creative potential is waiting to be unleashed. Your business is waiting to operate with the efficiency and intelligence that AI makes possible. The only question left is, when will you start? If this deep dive into AI-powered productivity opened your eyes to what's possible for your team, I want to continue this conversation. Subscribe, and I'll show you the rest of my AI stack. The additional tools and strategies we're using to stay ahead of the curve in business automation. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications because next week, I'm breaking down our complete AI toolkit, including the lesser-known tools that are creating even more dramatic efficiency gains. We're talking about systems that are saving us 20+ hours per week across different areas of our business. And if you found value in today's content, show your support with a like. It helps this content reach other business leaders who are ready to transform their operations with intelligent automation. The future of work is here, and it's more exciting than you can imagine. Let's build it together.